Welcome to Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM and hits 103.9 FM in Accra. In Kumasi, we are on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Bedarin FM Bumpurugu, Klenam Radio Bato, Gaskia FM Techiman, and Radio Wawa. Get radio, TV, and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Coming up, Bono East Regional House of Chiefs call for ceasefire between the Wangara and Mo communities as it charges REGSEC to expedite steps towards resolving the dispute.
The way it is now, if the REGSEC should not double their steps, it will be escalated and we'll find it difficult to bring it under control.
Also, the minority defends rejection of Trade Minister's second attempt to introduce importation restrictions, citing concerns over potential corruption.
If you actually give the minister the opportunity to be the one to determine who does the importation, you just create another avenue for corruption.
We'll hear also from Gota, who is demanding representation on the committee working on the legislation. In business,
MTN to increase prices of products and services by at least 15% from next Tuesday due to rising operational costs. We've got details on the Joy Business Report.
And also land acquisition expert Kwamijan advocates against banning excavators, instead proposes jail for those holding gold in its natural state to combat illegal mining.
I will charge people who are found holding gold in their natural state at the mining sites and jail them. That's all I will do. I won't ban excavators. I will just use our criminal law.
Meanwhile, would you rather buy a house or build one? Lawyer Jan settles the debate for potential homeowners.
So the real estate guys have introduced planning into the whole process. So we are better off as a country allowing the real estate people to take the lead.
I am Amiesi Nyamiche Thompson. Details now. The president of the Bono East Regional House of Chiefs and paramount chief of the Yeji Traditional Council, Pinampim Yakabesi V, has charged the Regional Security Council to expedite moves towards resolving the dispute between the Wangara and Mo communities in the Kintampo North Enclave to avert a spillover after a recent clash between the two factions ahead of this year's Kurubi Festival, which led to the death of one person. Correspondent Anas Sabit has more.
Pimampim Yao Kagbe said the feed call comes after an earlier clash between the two factions led to the death of one person in the build-up to this year's Kurubi Festival. Pimampim Yao Kagbe said the feed want the involvement of the military in the region's quest to ensuring a lasting peace in the Kintampo area.
So if the REGSEC is trying to do it and they are facing challenges, they should try and then consult the military so that they will be added to police so that the reinforcement will be able to control this issue.
He further warned that the conflict has what it takes to spill to other parts of the region, noting that it goes beyond a mere chieftaincy dispute.
So what we are seeing, we should not joke with it because it can spread all over, not in Bono East alone. So my advice is that the regional minister should rekindle his efforts to have this military in addition to the police to combat the situation.
There is, however, a relative calm in the area with security enhanced in the municipality ahead of the climax of the Kurubi Festival, which is slated to take place on the 26th of November this year. Anna Savit, Joy News.
The minority says it's shot down the Trade Minister K.T. Hammond's second attempt to lay a regulation that will restrict the importation of some selected food items because it could create an avenue for corruption. The regulation, if laid and matured, will restrict the import of rice, cow stomach, imwadie, and 20 other essential products unless permission is granted by the Trade Minister. Speaking on Newsnight yesterday, the Minority Chief Whip Governs Kwame Agbeja said the regulation, if allowed in its current form, could be dangerous.
If you still don't have the ability to provide cheaper feed to poultry farmers here, if you actually give the minister the opportunity to be the one to determine who does the importation, you just create another avenue for corruption in this country. Because everybody needs to find a way of getting his approval or her approval. As far as we are concerned, a demand was made of the ministry to provide certain details to make it clear as to their intention, and they failed to do that.
Now, the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GOTA, says it demands a representation in the restructuring of the regulation. Benjamin Yabwa is Director of Welfare.
The point is that do we have that much capacity to produce, to feed ourselves, and also even export? That is it. We have not seen the data. Unless the data is there and they've not shown it to us, we would want to see, because we want to do this thing together. And whatever committee that there is, if we want to be part, the trading community or fraternity should be part of it, so that we see it to be that transparent.
Benjamin Yeboah is Guta Welfare Director. Now, General Secretary of the NDC, Fifi Kwete, has strongly indicated that the NPP's attempt to stoke religious tokenism with the selection of Dr. Mahmoud Baumia as the flag bearer cannot win them the 2024 general election. He says the contest is to elect a president, not a religious leader. He, however, states that the election hinges on competence and integrity of the flag bearers.
But listen, we are not choosing an imam to be a president of Ghana. So it should always be about the reason why you are a leader first. But if all you think about number one is that, oh, I happen to belong to your sect, that's why you are voting for me, then why not? Let's rather go and choose an imam. Why should we choose you? Well, let's look for, if it's a Christian, let's choose a prophet or a pastor. But that's not what we are looking for. We are looking for somebody who can be trusted.
You heard General Secretary of the NDC, Fifi Kwete. Now, Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, George Miracle Duka, says a committee has been established to investigate a shooting incident that led to the death of 2 miners at Infante in the Ashanti region. The 2 were allegedly shot dead after a team of security officers from the Forestry Commission besieged the mining area. Nana Boachi Yadom has more on the following report.
In what appeared to be a raid on illegal miners, a task force of the Forestry Commission invaded a mining site at Infante on Friday, November 10, setting ablaze mining equipment, including chamfan and other earth-moving equipment. A shooting incident on the day led to the death of 2 brothers, while 4 others sustained injuries. Family of the deceased and community members at Pokukrom have been calling for justice to prevail on the alleged shooting. Speaking at the commissioning of a community mining scheme in the Bosomefrao district, the Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, George Mrikuduka, said a committee has been established to investigate the incident.
I wouldn't want to preempt the outcome of the report. We've set up a committee to investigate the matter, and I believe they've been on the field, they are working on it, and they will bring back the report for us to, in a way, disaggregate it. And when we go through and anybody is found culpable, the person will be dealt with accordingly, because nobody is above the law.
Nana Boachi Yadam's report. Now, I will not ban excavators. I'd rather jail those holding gold in its natural state. Those are the words of land acquisition expert Kwame Jan to tackle illegal mining in the country. He explains that according to current laws, all minerals in their natural state are vested in the president, making it illegal for anyone else to possess them. He believes his approach will effectively deter illegal miners. He spoke at the launch of the Joy News EcoBank Habitat Fair at the Accra International Conference Center.
If I was involved in dealing with galamsey, this is one of the methods I will use. I will not ban excavators. I will charge people who are found holding gold in their natural state at the mining sites and jail them. That's all I will do. I won't ban excavators. I will just use our criminal law and jail them.
Meanwhile, would you rather buy a house or build one? Lawyer Kwame Jan settles the debate for potential homeowners in the following report.
Between purchasing a home and constructing your own, land acquisition expert Kwame Jan leans towards buying a house as the better choice.
To be very honest, if I have a client, for you to go get your individual plot, I would rather go to a housing estate person who has gone through the hassle.
So buying a house, people, you've won. Maybe a round of applause for yourselves.
Because otherwise, you would go to Dodowa and get your one plot. You will go to Amrahia. You will go to Doyum and get your one plot. You will be saddled with litigation on day one when you show up on the land, and you'll be in litigation for the rest of your life.
In the face of these challenges, lawyer Kwame Jan advocates for granting real estate companies a leading role in the home acquisition system within the country.
So the real estate guys have introduced planning into the whole process. So we are better off as a country allowing the real estate people to take the lead instead of these individual constructions. What will happen to you with the individual construction? This is your house. bush, your house, bush, no road. I mean,
No water.
no
no
water.
electricity.
I mean,
What better place to get some of these deals than at the
Well, the fair continues today until Sunday, and it is raining discounts. Find your way there to enjoy them. I'll certainly be there. That ends the bulletin. In our top story, Bono is Regional House of Chiefs calls for a ceasefire between the Wangara and Mo communities as he charges REGSEC to expedite steps towards resolving the dispute. I am Amir Sinyamiche Thompson. Business is next on the Super Morning Show.